Today I'm going to show you a couple of easy ways to find bioethics related research in two of our major databases. We're going to look at CINAHL, which as you know has a great deal of nursing literature, and we're also going to look at Medline, which we're going to search using Medline Complete because it looks a lot like CINAHL. If you prefer, you can search Medline using PubMed or OvidSP. Everything we do in Medline works in PubMed and OvidSP as well, although it does look different. I'm going to start from the research guide that you're already on and click CINAHL from the Finding Articles tab. So I've entered my partner's username and password, and now here I am on the CINAHL search screen. And both of the ways that I'm going to show you how to search for your research paper involve the use of subject headings and subheadings. If you're not familiar with subject headings yet, that's okay. I've included another tutorial on this page that will explain that for you more in depth. For today, what we're going to do is we're going to use the ethics subject heading to give us all the content in CINAHL that has to do with ethics. The topic that I'm going to use as our example today is genomics. The first thing I'm going to do is just type ethics up here in the search box. So I'm going to leave the suggest subject terms box checked and hit search here. And now CINAHL has given me a list of subject headings that it found that have to do with ethics. As you can see, there's a bunch here. If you click on one of these, it will show you where the subject heading appears in the tree. So ethics is classified under social psychology, and underneath ethics, there's concepts such as altruism, decision-making, ethical, medical futility. If I check off here, this is to choose this subject heading. If I wanted any of the other concepts that are classified under ethics, I could hit explode, or I could check them off individually. I'm just going to leave it at ethics for now to make this a more simple example, but always feel free to explore the different results that you get with different subject headings. I'm also going to go back to term lists, and in this case I'm going to include research ethics because I feel that research ethics applies to the concept that I'm searching. In your case, depending on your concept, you may need to include nursing ethics or ethics committees. It all comes down to whatever your topic ends up being. Again, feel free to try different subject headings and see if you get different results. Now that I've selected my subject headings, I'm going to come over here and click Search Database. And now I have all of the articles in CINAHL that have ethics or research ethics as a subject heading. It's over 15,000, which is a lot. So it's time to add our other concept. For this example, I'm going to uncheck the subject terms box because I just want to use genomics as a keyword. I'm not going to look for a subject heading right now. This will just return every article for me that has genomics in the title or the abstract or somewhere in the article detail that the database has. Hit search, and that's giving me over 4,000, but now I want all of the articles that are about genomics and ethics or research ethics. So to do that, I will check off each of these search results that have started to stack up down here and hit search with and. That will give me the overlap of articles between these two concepts. And there's 65. So that's a good amount of articles. At this point, I might play around with the publication date and look for things maybe only published in the last 5 years. I might go click here and show more and choose research article if I only want research articles. That has brought me down to 13. I can click full text if I'm only interested in full text. There's a bunch of different options to filter down your original results and get just a few to work with. There's another way to do this as well, so let me show you that too. I'm going to leave these search results down here, and I'm going to type genomics up here again. But this time I'm going to leave the subject heading checked off. So I want to see if there's a subject heading for genomics. And it turns out that there is. So if I check that off, it's going to give me all the articles that have genomics as a subject heading. And instead of combining it with the ethics subject heading, I'm actually going to come over here to the subheadings and choose ethical issues. You'll find that a lot of topics that you're considering for your research paper have subject headings in CINAHL and have the ethical issues subheading. So this can be an even faster way to get to those articles that are about the ethical issues of something. So if I hit search database, Now I have 21 results, so a similar amount to what we had last time. let me show you quickly how the same thing works in Medline Complete. I'm back at our research guide. I'm going to click on Medline Complete. I'm going to do the same exact thing. Ethics up in the search box. Medline tends to have more subject headings than CINAHL. As you can see, there is even more than what we saw last time. I'm going to stick with ethics and ethics research. Slightly different from research ethics, but they mean exactly the same thing. So hit search database. Type genomics up here. I'm going to use it just as a keyword first, just so I can see what results I get. Again, combine genomics and the ethics ones, search with and 69. So that's very similar to the number of results that we got in CINAHL. There may be a little bit of overlap between the two, but for the most part, there will be different articles in your Medline results versus your CINAHL results. So let's do this again with the ethical issues subject heading. Check off genomics. And instead of ethical issues in Medline Complete, it's ethics. But again, it's an equivalent subheading. Check that off, search database. And 274. But again, if I apply those filters for years or for the research article filter, you're going to filter down your results and make it a little bit easier for yourself to get through those. So I hope that you have learned a couple of new ways to search the databases for ethics content. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you with your search.